Today we are planting out some starts of mine. These are radishes. We also have broccoli and cauliflower that we're going to plant out. This row here has been topped off with compost. It's been watered. I actually just turned the watering system off today. You may see that it looks dry in spots, but underneath you can see it's wet. It just doesn't sit on the top. So this whole row is watered, which will be good for these plants going into it. So that really beautiful snowstorm we had earlier this month took down a lot of branches from our elm trees. They had buds on them. I guess that made them collect more snow, which made them heavier, and took down a lot of them. So we are working on cleaning it up. There was not a single branch here. This is where the kids' tree house and swing is, and the chickens want to be everywhere we are. And then this whole area, you could drive through it, but now it's just a mess of branches. So all the ones that are small enough for us to haul, we are just hauling over to a pit where we burn stuff, and then the big ones we'll have to get the chainsaw for at some point. So that's what we're working on today. So I just pulled back the row cover on the row of salad greens, and it's exciting to see how they're looking. The spinach here has definitely got a good hold. Kids are having lots of fun with the water. Spinach isn't ready to harvest yet, but it's got a good hold. Now here we have lettuces, and they look really, really good. I don't know if they're getting too hot under there, but there's definitely some of those that are ready to pick. So that is a lot of fun. I'm trying to see, this is black-seeded Simpson. These look really cute. They just look super healthy. I'm glad we got them planted when we did. It's amazing where they've come from. This is Waldemann's leaf lettuce. That looks really great. Looks like I didn't plant any red lettuce this year. This is salad bowl leaf lettuce. Some weeds in here I need to get out. And then this one, something is in there that likes to eat it. This is our Swiss chard. I suspect it will overcome, but I don't know. I never end up with good looking Swiss chard. Something is enjoying it. And then, this is a little bit surprising, but my scarlet kale, I seem to only have one. So I don't know if something ate the others or why we only have one here. The next one down is blue curled kale, and they look really good. Won't be long before we can be picking some baby kale. Definitely some weeds to get out of here. And then this one is winter boar kale. That one looks good. So that's really healthy looking. Then we have our dinosaur kale down here, and it's called Black Magic. I am really pleased with how it's all looking, so I'm gonna pull a few weeds and then we'll put this cover back over it. Okay, I've been waiting for this package. It's a catalog for Indiana Berry Company, and I ordered my strawberries from them last year for the first time. I was so impressed with how well they did that I ordered strawberries from them again in the fall, and then this year I ordered some more things from them. And so in here we have 2 rhubarb plants, something I have yet to grow, so I figured I would get some started on our property. Also, we have these, I think are my grapes, you can't see there, but yeah, there's 3 of them, I think. So yeah, I ordered 3 grapes. And these, I think, are probably my raspberries. There should be, yep, 20 raspberries here. And then lastly, I have 250 more Albion strawberry plants. These are the everbearing. We had 500 of them last year, and they kept us in berries all year, all summer, and into the fall until it froze hard in October. We were getting berries, and you can see these plants are very healthy looking and alive, and they just did so well last year. And I don't know, they're not as good on their second year, so I figured we had an extra row that we had prepared in case we had extra of our fall strawberries, and we didn't have enough for that row, so we have a spot for these. So now we have some planting to do. Okay, so it's a beautiful Thursday morning, and we're out here to get these 250 strawberries planted. As you can see, this is our strawberry field. You can see lots of missing places, so it's kind of upsetting sometimes to look out here, but we do have a lot of live plants. This last row we did not plant, we didn't have enough to fill it, so that's what these strawberries are here for. So let's get to planting. It's just me here today. My family's caught a cold, so I came over because I have to get the rest of these plants in the ground. We got the strawberries in the ground yesterday, which was wonderful, but I still have 20 raspberries, 3 grapes, and 2 rhubarb plants to get in the ground, so we gotta get that done. These are the strawberries that we planted yesterday, and we turned on our drip irrigation so they would get watered in real good, and I will turn it off before I leave tonight. It's supposed to get down to 25. I don't think it would freeze our irrigation, but I'm not gonna leave it on just in case, and it should drain out okay. It sat out here all winter, so it should be fine. But oh, I see a leak. Better go fix it. So those came off of this one. Easy to fix. Just don't know how long it's been leaking. So we shut off both sides of this one. And then I'm just gonna put this back on here. Back connected. We just turn these back on, and it will finish irrigating the row. So easy fix. Okay, here I have 3 great plants. These look really healthy. Really impressed with this company. They look healthier than the ones I have that I planted last year. These are Concord seeded grapes, and the reason I wanted the seeded is apparently they're a little bit easier to grow, and I have not had very much luck with grapes. And I also want to use it to make homemade grape juice. We like grape juice, but I don't really like the stuff from the store because I don't know how good it is for my family. And so I thought by having some grapes I could make my own homemade grape juice with. So hopefully we have success growing these. So that's 3 new grape plants. And as you can see, it's here at the end of my no-dig garden here. I don't have irrigation that extends out here, but I don't think it would be too hard to add it on. So that's the idea of putting these grapes here. These 2, oh, it's kind of windy. These 2 I planted last year, and looks like my sign for this one is gone, but this one for sure is a seedless variety. So these would be more for fresh eating, and the 3 at the end would be for making juice and jelly, things like that. So hopefully we can get these grapes growing here. We'll get them trellised when they get big enough, and we have great hopes for these. The next thing I have to plant is my rhubarb, and I have never grown rhubarb. So I did a little research. Plants can get up to 3 feet in size, like 3 feet, I guess, probably in diameter. So I'm thinking about putting them at the ends of the rows of where these grapes are planted. So then if I get my irrigation set up, it can also irrigate my rhubarb. So I have to think about that, because I'm not always good about carrying buckets of water or getting my hose drug around everywhere that needs water. So the easier I can make things to water, the more likely they will survive. So I think I'm going to put 1 rhubarb here and 1 rhubarb down there, and this will just be a perennial row right here. So we'll get going on that. I understand I should dig a pretty big hole for the rhubarb and mix it with some compost. So I got to get some more compost in my wheelbarrow, and we'll get planting. Alright, so I dug my hole, and as I was digging, I just think about how much I appreciate Nebraska soil. I dug a hole that big with no rocks, no roots, no trouble whatsoever. The dirt, the soil looks good color, it looks healthy, and I'm sure I could just put this rhubarb in the ground and it would grow even without my compost. But I'm going to add that just to give it the best start it can have. I wanted to show you my rhubarb that I got. I have 2 of these. I've never planted rhubarb or grown rhubarb, so I didn't really know what to expect. I can see my crowns here and here, so I'm assuming this is going to be right side up. And then I noticed that it's kind of molding. Maybe it was too wet during transport, but I bet it'll be okay. So we're going to plant it and see what comes up here in a few weeks. Now we're going to water in these things that we just started. Our rhubarb and our grapes, and I'll probably give these carrots a little drink while I'm at it. Then we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with our raspberries that we need to plant. So I have 20 raspberry plants here. See, one's leafing out already. I had planned to plant them by the driveway, kind of just along the driveway as we come into our property. But I got thinking about it, and there's no hydrant out there, there's no hose. It's going to be really hard to keep them watered. I'm going to have to haul water out there or string all of my hoses together and then put them back where they need to be for these gardens over here. And I know myself, and I know that when things get busy and hot in the summertime, I'm not going to keep up with watering these, and that's not going to be good for them. So I'm going to change my mind about where to put them and make it easier to water. So I have this area to the side of my strawberry field, and I know the tree casts some shade, so I won't plant under the tree, but I will plant on this side of the tree and on that side of the tree. And so they will get all the south sun exposure. They'll only get a little bit of shade from that tree, some in the morning and some in the evening. And so I think this is a better solution, because I will just be able to extend my irrigation from my strawberries and water these. And if watering's easy, it will get done. I just finished planting all the raspberries. There ended up being 25, not 20. I don't know if they sent me extras or I just forgot how many I ordered. But we're going to come over here and keep watering one last time just to get them good and watered in. There we go. As we water, I had something kind of fun happen. I had somebody stop by, and he is the son of one of my followers on YouTube, and that's a first for me to have somebody recognize me only from YouTube. And she apparently just moved to the area and loves to garden and is going to be starting some of her own garden adventures. And so I thought that was really fun, and hopefully the son can convince her to stop by and say hi sometimes when she sees me out and about. I'm a little bit introverted, but I'm friendly. I like to meet people. Don't be afraid to stop by and say hi if you see me out in the garden. That would be great. I love to talk gardening. I love to share wisdom and learn from other people and just have a gardening community. It's pretty fun. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for following me. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I hope to meet you sometime. So this prediction tonight is concerning. If it gets any lower than that, we could lose all of our peach crop. I think most of the things in the yard will be okay, but our peach tree is pretty much in full bloom, and this is a dangerous temperature. And then tomorrow you can see they're predicting it to be down to 25. So we're watching the temperature. Not a lot we can do. We do have a sprinkler going on the peach tree in an attempt to coat it in ice to protect those blooms, keep them at 32 degrees as opposed to 27 or 25. Time will tell if this is going to cost us our peach crop for the year.
So I'm finally up. I've caught the cold, so I slept later than I normally would, and I got down to I think 29 last night, so that wasn't too bad. But we're about to go outside and see what we find. Tonight's supposed to be worse. The low is 24, so we're not through it yet. We've got one more night to get through. There's Mist this morning. He is our farm tomcat. He's waiting because he's hoping I brought him some food. Hi, Mist. Not the friendliest cat. He really likes the kids. He hisses at me when I give him food. Begs for it, but then warns me, don't get too close. And he's just showed up. We don't know where they come from. They just come. We always have some cat around here. Our babies this morning. Spinach, of course, is fine. We covered it. Didn't phase it at all. These are our peas that we planted from seed, and they're doing really well. They look quite healthy and quite happy. And these are the ones that we transplanted, and they're not that much farther ahead, and I don't know if they look any healthier, so I'm thinking it's good to experiment, but I'm betting. Here you can see the two rows. The one on the right here is transplanted, and this one's started from seed. There's not a whole lot of difference there.
Good morning. It's the day after the night we were supposed to get a deep freeze. I got up at 4 o'clock and it was 23 degrees, so we definitely did drop very cold, much colder than the night before. And we had done something drastic in order to try to preserve our peach tree fruit for the year. So let's go see what drastic measure we took. So based on my research online, 24 degrees is the temperature at which you lose your entire fruit crop if your tree is in full bloom. And this tree had over 50% of its buds open, and so a very vulnerable stage for it. We did this 2 nights ago on the whole tree, and we did lose a couple branches, even though you can see we have supports that we put on the tree when it's got full crop of peaches on it as well, to keep the branches from breaking. So we used that, and I don't think we lost any branches from last night, at least from here. It doesn't look like it. Find out later once it thaws off, but it's still 26 degrees out here. So the idea behind this is that by freezing the blossoms, it protects them from the 23-degree temperatures and keeps them closer to a 32, which they supposedly can survive. And honestly, how do you know if you don't try it? So by what we did last night, we have these that did not get coated in the ice and these that did. And so we'll see how the tree develops, and if we only get fruit on this side of the tree, then we'll know that this was successful. If we get fruit only on this side, then we'll know it actually was probably detrimental to the tree. If we don't get fruit at all, then it probably wasn't helpful. Or if both sides fruit, it probably wasn't helpful. And so this is our experiment, and you can't learn if you don't try. We can get a little bit closer and you can see that the blooms are completely encased in ice. It's actually kind of cool looking, but definitely a little scary for the tree because it is so much ice and it is so heavy on it. It looks like we might have lost another branch, which honestly we probably needed to prune it more heavy anyways, but we've still got plenty of good ones on there, I can tell. So even if we lose that one, we've still got a lot on this beautiful peach tree. And it's kind of fun to see the frozen grass as well. I'm sure the grass does not appreciate me walking on it right now. So that is our experiment. We'll keep you updated this season as it goes.